Welcome back to the show. This is the Chat Wrap on Relax Radio. How is everybody doing? How is your day going so far? A very, very good evening to you. Hope you are having yourself an amazing day so far. It is the final few minutes of the show, and right now, what I want to do is to talk to you about a topic that I find very interesting and helpful as well. Okay, so what we are going to be talking about within the next couple minutes is how you as a person can improve your work ethic and what you can do to basically become a better worker and how you can improve in terms of work ethic, like I said. And I also want to talk about if this commonly discussed question as to whether inherited work ethic is it real, does it actually help to shape some workers. Now it is definitely some interesting conversation because I want to look into, I would say, a controversial topic as to whether, and if so why, immigrants and first generation immigrants basically are so much more productive, at least in the UK, according to this amazing database that I read. I do want to keep you updated with regards to that. So be a part of the show. Go ahead and let me know what you are thinking. It's super simple. The number to call me is 07852473473, or leave a comment down below. Please be sure to hit the thumbs up if you're listening to us on our social media platforms, because that would be so very helpful for us. Now, going back into the conversation with regards to work ethic, what I want to do first of all is to give you a few tips on how you can improve your work ethic. Okay, trust me when I say we've all been there. Okay, that feeling of really not wanting to go to office. You just want to lay in bed and not go to office or do whatever it is, and that is basically something that a lot of us face, right? This unhappiness, or it cripples productivity, it raises stress levels, and it definitely makes us unhappy. And trust me, it's not just a you thing, it's a all of us thing. Every single one of us, no matter how much we love our job, no matter how much we love going to work, every single person has had at least one day when they really did not want to go into the office in the morning. So what I want to do, like I told you before, is to share with you a few things that you can do in order to become productive, in order to improve your work ethic, basically. Because I feel like productivity and work ethic is a very closely linked. So what I want to try to do is to give you a few tips on, how you can improve your productivity, how you can improve your work ethic. Now, I know this is going to sound a little unrelated, and you're just going to be like, Jamie, how is this related to work ethic? But the first thing, and I think the most important thing, is to start with your body. Now, I know you're thinking, how does that even work? But trust me when I say your work ethic, what you do with regards to work and how productive you are, has a lot to do with a healthy body. Okay, basically, a healthy body is definitely going to help you build a healthy approach to work, because at least in my opinion, you could definitely disagree with me, you could have a very different opinion, but at least in my opinion, a healthy body and a healthy work ethic is a very closely interlinked, and it's well related to each other. It's intrinsically linked, in my opinion. Now, if you feel lethargic in the morning, if you feel lazy, trust me, again, we've all been there. If you want to hit the snooze button continuously, and the last thing that you want to do is just spring out of bed and head to work to office, if you curse the fact that you even have a job, which is definitely something that all of us have experienced, rather, right? Lethargy, laziness, it can be a result of maybe not enough sleep or poor levels of exercise, or if you're not giving your body the food that it needs to have the energy to function, you are constantly going to be lethargic, you're constantly going to be lazy. And that's how I think having a healthy body is very closely related to a healthy approach to work. Okay, so if there's this feeling I just described of laziness, then it's something if it's something that you are very familiar with, well, then one thing that I can a very valuable piece of advice that I can give you is to have like a healthy routine, which means it doesn't mean ditching all the treats and the sugary foods that make you happy. It's just a process of regularly exercising and eating, at least trying to eat at least one meal a day a little healthier, because healthy food is directly linked to giving you more, is linked to you having more stamina to do your day-to-day activity, right? It is linked directly for you being more productive. So one thing that I do want you to do is, please, okay, it may not work out for you. It definitely could possibly, working out in the morning. I definitely have met people where, if they work out in the morning, it kind of bumps their whole day out and they feel less productive. They don't feel energized, and they feel like the rest of the day all they want to do is sleep. So you could be either one of those people. But what I want you to do is to kind of test the waters, okay? I want you to try and figure out a routine, especially in the morning, on what you can do to improve your work ethic, okay? Because at the end of the day, all of us here at Relax Radio, our ultimate goal for you is that you are able to kind of become a better person tomorrow than you were today. And I know that it's so much easier said than done. Trust me, I have a lot of habits that I myself am trying to get rid of. But one thing I can tell you positively is that it is a process. Okay, having good work ethic, for me, it kind of gives you a lot of satisfaction in yourself, because when you are productive at work, when you are productive in the morning as soon as you wake up, and when you wake up with like a optimistic perspective of life, as cliche as this may sound, it truly does help you becoming a better person. Okay, as cheesy as mainstream as that sounds, it is the truth. So I want you to try it, for me at least one time. If you want to improve your work ethic, try it out by having yourself a good healthy morning routine. Now the other thing that you can do is to eliminate as many distractions as possible. I'm not gonna lie to you. I am a Gen Z. Okay, I am 21 years old, and basically, there are days where I live on social media, where everything that's happening on social media is what I want to be a part of, and it can be really exhausting. It can be really, really stressful, because you are always putting up standards on yourself. Now, I don't know if this happens to you, but I know it happens to me, and I know it happens to a lot of my friends, a lot of my coworkers, and that is that, when you look at, say, an influencer's account, if you go through a very popular TikTok, it kind of sets a standard. Okay, how do I say this in an easier way? Okay, see, if you see a cute relationship video on TikTok, okay, and they're always happy, they seem to be always having fun. Again, what I want to tell you is, what you see on social media is only one side of the story. It's only one side of everything that's happening, which is why sometimes social media is amazing. Trust me, coming from me, I love social media. It has helped me so much in terms of, dealing with lockdown, in terms of being social with my friends. But no matter how good something is, we've spoken of this before, even the best of thing needs to have limits. So what I want you to do is set limits for yourself with regards to using social media, with regards to, being distracted, basically. Because I don't know about you, but for me and a lot of people my age, rather, social media is one of the biggest distractions. So if you want to be more productive at work, eliminate as many distractions as possible. And one way you can do that is by, making sure that you limit your time that you spend on Facebook or TikTok and Instagram or whatever it is. Okay. Um, Moving on, I think that okay, again, this is something that my mom tells me over and over again, and I've heard this 100 times, but I feel like a mother's advice at the end of the day, no matter how much you hate it, a mother's advice truly does stand in certain circumstances. And one thing that she's always told me is, Jamie, this world is full of distractions. which is absolutely true. I am 21 years now, and I'm telling you this because I may not have experienced a lot of things in my life, but I'm sure you know, if you handle a job, if you are trying to study, if you're trying to be at home and be a provider for your family, whatever it is, or even if you're living alone at home, especially if you're living alone and you're trying to build for yourself something, there definitely is a whole lot of distractions, right? There is so much that's happening in the world, and it's so easy for us to be sidetracked, especially when you kind of are trying to be independent. If you had good parents, if you had like a support system in your family, you always had somebody to say, don't do this, do this is the right path to go. But as you grow up, you basically guide your own steps. And that's why I think distractions can be a really big issue, which is why I want you to deal with them. Okay, remember that you need to eliminate as many distractions as possible. There is multiple forms of content, relentless notifications, and these devices are able to connect us immediately to the internet, no matter where we are. Okay, so use that willpower of yours. It's amazing. I love the digital advances that we have today. I love the fact that we can connect to people through a touch of our phone. That's what made you able to listen to me today. That's what made you able to conversate with us today. And that's amazing. But just make sure that you always have willpower and that you have limitations on notifications and social media or whatnot. And that essentially is going to help you to improve your work ethic. Again, it's just my opinion. You could very well agree with me, you could very well disagree with me. It does not matter. All I want to do is hear from you what you think. I want to know your perspective. Have you experienced these things? And listen, I always say this to you, but Relax Radio, at the end of the day, the reason we were created, I know we call ourselves a radio, but we're so different from every other radio station out there. It's because we were created to be able to give you a platform to speak up. We have so many people listening in on so many different platforms. We have this live stream is actually going on multiple of our social media platforms. We have people listening in on our app. We have people listening in on our website, which kind of gives you the opportunity to voice out your opinions, voice out your perspective to everybody that's listening in. That essentially is why we created this platform. So I really do want your opinion on things. Are you the sort of person that struggles with maintaining a good work ethic? Let me know by either calling me on 07852 or by leaving a comment down below if you're listening to us on any social media platforms, okay? Or down below, or like around, I think there's definitely a place where you can leave your thoughts and ideas and a comment. And if you just want to say hi to me, if you want to add into the conversation, please feel free to do so, because we are always there for you. With that being said, I'm going to be heading off to a little break. But before I leave, I also want to remind you to check us out on our social media platforms. We are trying. Okay, we are trying so hard to be able to entertain you. We're trying to give you something where you will gain information and entertainment at the same time. So if you want to be entertained, inspired, informed, make sure that you head on over to our social media platforms. That is Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. I'm missing one. TikTok, of course. TikTok. Come on, you guys. We are breaking it down on TikTok. We are dancing to the latest dances. We are giving you tips and advice. So make sure that you go show us some love on our social media. Now, with that being said, I do have a lot more interesting conversation coming up. I want to talk about something I'm not going to say controversial, but it's definitely going to raise a few eyebrows, and that's with regards to work ethic related to immigrants. Okay, a lot of the general consensus, rather, or a lot of people, as a joke at least, especially in the UK, talk about how immigrants, how first generation immigrants, or these people actually have a higher work ethic. It's definitely something that's being discussed. I want to explore that a little bit. I want to see if it's true. If you are an immigrant, do you have a higher work ethic? I want to explore that topic a little bit with you. So when I come back, that interesting conversation of it. So make sure that you keep it tuned right here on Relax Radio.
One of the easiest ways to increase your net worth is to ensure that you have higher cash flow. And one of the easiest ways to do that is to not buy things on hire purchase, not buy things over months and months because you can't afford them now, but you want it. It's kind of that delayed gratification. Rather than buy that couch, that car, that stereo, that computer, whatever item, and pay it off over 12, 24, 36 months at an interest rate, rather invest that money, make do with what you've got, and then after 12, 24, 36 months, take the money that you've now invested and buy that good. An asset could be anything that appreciates or reduces a tax bill. So it could still be a liability, but it reduces their tax bill. And I'm not going to go into the technicalities because that's out of our remit here. However, for our use or our purpose, what we are talking for the listeners here is I would put this definition of an asset forward. An asset is anything that increases your income. Anything.
Now, there's a lot of conversation around who pays more taxes, if it is the rich or if it is the poor, right? When you are basically going out and during a day, if you go to a restaurant, you have to pay taxes there. If you buy a car, you have to pay taxes there. So why is it even a conversation that, the rich pay less taxes or the poor pay more taxes? Why is it a conversation like that?
Because it's true, the rich generally pay less tax. A rich person walks into a Tesco's or a Sainsbury's, they're not going to get a different bill than another person, right? They're still going to pay the same VAT on those goods. They're still going to pay the same thing. So that's all the same. However, the differences come in if you can pay yourself from your own company, you can structure it in a way that you pay less income tax through paying a bit of salary, paying dividends and so forth, and then also deferring income. Also, your pension payments or contributions can be different. So that increases your tax sort of gap, if you want to use it that way. Where a PAYE person just gets paid salary and bonus. And now those are the most highly taxed sources of income in the UK, definitely, in the UK.
A very good evening to you. How is everybody doing? How is your Thursday going by so far? This is, of course, the Chat Wrap. This is the final few minutes of the show, actually. But we've had such amazing conversation today. We've had a variety of conversation. And I feel like that's why I enjoy doing this with you so much, okay? We spoke of the girl bands in the UK. We spoke of, all of the entertainment-related stuff. But now we are looking into a little lifestyle tips on how you can better yourself tomorrow. And that's why I absolutely love talking to you, because I get the opportunity to share with you a wide variety of information. And for me, there is nothing that makes me more happier. So for every single one of you that are tuning in so far, I want to say thank you. Thank you so much for being a part of the show. Thank you so much for taking your time to interact with us. And I want to let you know, if you're listening to us, please make sure to hit that thumbs up if you're listening to us on our social media platforms. Or if not, very simply, you could go ahead and leave a comment or, show us some love on our social media, because we are trying our level best to interact with you as much as possible. We are trying to make sure that you are hyped up, that you are informed. That is our goal here at Relaks Radio. We are basically trying to add some positivity, okay? We're trying to help you find the light in these times of darkness and also keep you informed. And trust me, being somebody that has a lot going on, I absolutely know that we don't have time to, read newspapers. We don't have time to, keep ourselves up to date with everything that's happening. And that's why Relaks Radio is here for you. Relaks Radio is here for you so that you can keep yourself updated on the go. So if you're at home doing your chores, just make sure sure that you leave us on in the background, or if you're traveling, to work or from work or whatever it is, if you just feel like you need to stay updated with everything that's happening, because we talk about politics, we talk about tech, business, and every single thing we talk about here at Relax Radio. So if you want to be informed and inspired and entertained, all you gotta do is make sure that you keep it tuned right here on Relax Radio. I want to say I love every single one of you, and I absolutely believe that every single one of you are capable of so much more than you are aware of, and I'm proud that you basically were able to get by so far, right? I know with COVID-19 nothing has been easy. It's been a hell of a ride for every single one of us, but you have pulled through so far, and that just makes me so proud of you, and I believe in you. Just hold on for a little longer, and I promise you that things will get better. Now, going back to the conversation that we were talking about, and that's with regards to work ethic, right? Earlier on, I told you how a lot of us hate waking up in the morning. I'm not gonna lie to you. I love working. I love being a busybody, but having so many things going on, trying to socialize with friends, not getting enough sleep, kind of leads to you not wanting to get up in the morning. It kind of leads to you just slacking off and becoming lethargic in the morning or whenever you have to go to work. That is not good work ethic. But what you can do to improve that, I spoke of a few things that you can do to improve that. And firstly, we spoke of how you need to basically start with your body, because if you treat your body right, you are going to have more energy. You are going to be more motivated to basically work harder, to be productive as possible. We spoke of how you need to eliminate as many distractions as possible, because when you're working, focus on the work, because we're human beings, okay? We're not robots. We are not superhuman. We can only focus on one thing at a time. So minimize as many distractions as possible if you want to be productive. Additionally, I want to say, measure your work ethic against other people. Look at your colleagues, look at your co-workers, look at their ability to practically skip into work ready for the day ahead, and ask yourself, identify the reasons why you are different from them. What motivates them, and try to use those aspects to motivate you as well. Set your own standard of excellence. Oh my goodness, we live in a world where everything's set for us. You're told to get married by 30. You're told to, go to school, get a college degree, be stable by the age of like 35, I think. And it's all society's timeline of how we are supposed to function. It's society's standard of what's good for us, but that's so not true. Okay, you have a specific timeline that you need to figure out yourself. You have a specific timeline that you need to follow. So figure it out on your own. You are going to be very different to the next person. Okay, you probably will want to get financially independent by the time you're 18, and the other person may not want to. So figure out your own rhythm, set your own standard of excellence. Okay, that I think is crucial to being as productive as possible. It's crucial to improving your work ethic. Okay, I want to know what you're thinking. Do you think these tips help, or are you just like, oh, Jamie, what are you even talking about? It's okay. It doesn't matter. Whatever it is, if you think that this is absolutely not important, that's okay as well. Go ahead and let me know. If there's something specific you want me to talk about with you, then go ahead and let me know as well. Like always, you can call us on 078. If you're listening to us live, the number is on the screen. 07852 473 473 is the number to do so. Or we could have a live chat. This is happening. If it's happening in real time, it's happening right now. If you're listening to us in real time, make sure that you leave a comment down below so I can interact with you directly, which is super cool. Okay, now going back to the second line of discussion, I only have a few minutes left with you, but I want to explore as to why there's a common norm saying that British Nigerians or Korean Americans or immigrants or mixed race individuals have a tendency to be high achievers. This, I feel like, I don't know if to call it a stereotype, but it's definitely something that people tend to believe. Okay. Now the long working hours of the first generation are giving way to, I feel like, a more rounded approach, right? Because immigrant circumstances are incredibly varied depending on factors including migration status, financial, social, political climate. Everything's so different, and a combination of factors including who is able to migrate means that for certain immigrant groups the statistics related to achievement are impressive overall. Does that make sense to you? Like, okay, put it in simple terms. What it exactly means is that for there's this common norm or stereotype saying that immigrants, especially when they come to more developed countries, like I said, Africans that live in the UK, for example, or Koreans or Asians that live in America, are more likely to succeed, are more likely to be higher achievers. Now, I always think that. Yeah, maybe it's a stereotype, but I always think that what's the idiom? I think it's without a fire. I can't even think of it now. Without a fire, there wouldn't be smoke. That's right. Without a fire, there wouldn't be smoke. So this even I wouldn't say this stereotype, but this common belief that immigrants tend to have a higher work ethic, that immigrants tend to be more higher overall achievers, kind of stems from the fact that a lot of these immigrants come to more developed countries to with that one specific aim of achieving, right? A lot of the time it's not easy, the process is not easy, which is why immigrants are extremely successful. At least the majority of immigrants are successful and tend to be high achievers in more developed countries. Now, I don't know if you knew this, but I was super surprised when I found this out. Apparently, Nigerians in the UK, or rather, Nigerians are among the most educated ethnic groups in the UK. I did not know that. Like, for me, when I heard that made me understand that maybe the first generation immigrants are more hardworking, they have better work ethic because they are here in this country for one specific reason. And I think that just goes to show that immigrants can be a lot more, or rather, be high achievers, right, and have a better work ethic. And apparently Nigerian immigrants are over twice as likely, and I'm not making this up, y'all, I am not. These are all statistics from verified sources, and as surprising to me as it is, and I know you'll be surprised as well, did you know that Nigerian immigrants are over twice as likely as the British national average to hold at least a bachelor's degree? Okay, and over 8 times as likely as people in Nigeria. Okay, which to me blew my mind. And another example that I do want to share with you is that in the US, Koreans have seen a dramatic increases in income, in their financial status, and social status over the course of a generation. And more than 1/3 of Korean immigrants to the US have created their own business. So I think that I don't know if it proves to us that inherited work ethic, these immigrants, even first or second generation, it doesn't matter, they kind of have inherited a specific work ethic, and it kind of shapes some workers. From these examples, we could say that, yeah, that's true. Maybe inherited work ethic does shape some workers. But keep all of that aside, I know that can be a little like, I wouldn't say controversial, but it would be like, it would be a hard pill to swallow for sure, because I wasn't aware of this as well, and I was doing my research today, and it was really impressive for me to come up with this information, and I thought I just wanted to share it with you so that you can formulate your own thoughts and opinions, right? With that being said, I feel like we've had an incredible experience today. I mean, for so many of you have been a part of the show, and I am so thankful for every single one of you. But with that being said, it's about that time that I head on out of here. But you can catch me same time, same place tomorrow, because guess what? We are still going to have a lot of interesting topics to kind of explore and look into as well. What I want is what's best for you, and that's what we're trying to do for you here. We're trying to give you something that's interesting. We're trying to make sure that you are inspired, that you have the tips that you need to get on with your day-to-day life. And I want to say thank you so much for being a part of this show. It was such a pleasure to have you on board. We got Kyle coming up next, and he's going to be talking about some really, really interesting things with regards to travel and pop culture, everything that you need to know. And he's going to be spilling the tea on a few scandals that is happening with regards to the entertainment industry as well. And you are definitely going to want to know, okay? With that being said, it's your girl Jamie signing out. I hope you have an amazing evening ahead. Hope you have an amazing day ahead. I want to say thank you so much for being a part of the show so far.